Investing in yourself is truly the most valuable asset you can develop, and it's the one resource that never depreciates if managed wisely. Jim Rohn often emphasized that you are your greatest wealth, and that recognition alone can transform how you approach life and success. Unlike material possessions, which can fade, break, or lose value over time, the knowledge, skills, habits, and mindset you cultivate compound and grow, yielding returns that far exceed any financial investment. This is not just about money. It's about creating a foundation for lasting success, fulfillment, and resilience in any area of life. When you commit to investing in yourself, you're essentially building a bank account of personal capital. This capital isn't measured in dollars, but in confidence, capability, and character. It's the muscle memory of discipline, the wisdom gleaned from experience and study, and the mindset shifts that enable you to see opportunity where others see obstacles. Imagine what happens when you consistently learn new skills, develop healthier habits, and expand your thinking. You become someone who attracts opportunities rather than someone who must chase them. People want to work with you, invest in you, and support you because you bring value to the table. Another reason why investing in yourself is so crucial is because it's the one investment that can't be taken away. The world changes, industries evolve, economies fluctuate, and circumstances shift. But your education, your emotional intelligence, your resilience, and your ability to adapt are yours for life. These internal assets enable you to navigate change rather than be victimized by it. The person who invests in their personal development is better equipped to handle uncertainty with grace and strength. You don't just survive change, you thrive through it. This investment also pays off in your relationships. When you grow as a person, your capacity for empathy, communication, and leadership increases. You become a better partner, parent, friend, or colleague. Not because you try harder, but because your inner growth naturally spills over into your interactions. People sense confidence and stability, and those qualities invite deeper, more meaningful connections. So investing in yourself is not selfish, it's a gift to the people around you. Financially, the returns on self-investment are staggering. The skills you acquire open doors to higher paying jobs, entrepreneurial ventures, and new income streams. But it's important to understand that the value isn't always immediate or linear. Sometimes, investing in yourself requires patience. Like planting a seed and nurturing it quietly before it breaks through the soil. It's the long game that pays off, not the quick fix or the get-rich-quick scheme. Discipline and persistence in learning and growing eventually lead to exponential returns. Finally, investing in yourself builds confidence and self-trust. When you know you're doing the work, showing up for yourself, and expanding your capabilities, you build a solid belief in your own potential. This belief fuels your courage to take risks, face challenges, and push beyond your comfort zone. It creates an unshakable foundation for success because deep down, you trust that no matter what happens, you have what it takes to figure things out. This is the essence of what Jim Rohn taught. Your personal development is the surest path to a life of abundance and fulfillment. It's time to recognize that you are the asset that deserves your best investment every day. Personal growth through continuous learning and skill development is the cornerstone of unlocking better opportunities in life. Jim Rohn often said, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." This distinction highlights the importance of taking charge of your own growth beyond what traditional schooling offers. In today's fast-changing world, the person who commits to lifelong learning is the one who rises above challenges, creates new paths, and attracts opportunities that others simply miss. When you invest time and energy into developing new skills and expanding your knowledge, you're essentially broadening your capacity to contribute value. And value is the currency of success. Whether you're climbing the career ladder, starting a business, or improving your personal life, the more valuable you become, the more doors open for you. It's not enough to rely on what you knew yesterday. You must be willing to learn, adapt, and grow continuously. This mindset turns you into a magnet for opportunities because people want to align with those who are evolving and adding more to the table. Continuous learning also builds versatility. In a world where industries evolve and technologies advance rapidly, being adaptable is a survival skill. When you commit to growing your skills, you're better prepared to pivot when needed. If one path closes, your developed abilities can open another. This flexibility makes you less vulnerable to economic downturns or job market shifts. You don't just wait for opportunity to knock. You create it by being ready for what comes next. The person who grows consistently doesn't fear change. They embrace it. Skill development isn't just about professional gains either. It impacts your confidence and mindset. As you learn and master new things, your self-belief grows. You start seeing yourself as capable and resourceful, which naturally leads to taking on bigger challenges and responsibilities. Confidence attracts opportunity because people notice those who carry themselves with assurance. This isn't arrogance. It's a quiet strength built from the inside out, fueled by continuous progress and mastery. Additionally, when you focus on personal growth, you're investing in your ability to solve problems creatively and think critically. These higher-level skills are in great demand, and they set you apart in any field. Employers, clients, and partners value individuals who can think on their feet, innovate, and provide solutions rather than just follow instructions. The more you sharpen your mind through reading, courses, and experience, the more you become a sought-after resource. Opportunities begin to come to you because you bring unique value that others can't easily replace. There's also a powerful feedback loop at work here. When you grow and develop, you tend to attract mentors, collaborators, and networks that further fuel your progress. Successful people like to associate with others who are serious about growth. This community effect accelerates your opportunities and keeps you motivated to push forward. It's a cycle where learning leads to opportunities, which lead to more learning and even greater possibilities. One important thing to remember is that personal growth is not always comfortable. It often requires stepping outside your comfort zone, facing fears, and overcoming resistance. But that discomfort is part of the process, the price you pay for transformation. Jim Rohn reminded us that don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Growth is a journey of consistent effort, and those who stick with it reap the richest rewards. At the end of the day, the person who commits to continuous learning and skill development is investing in their own future security and success. They are not waiting for luck or circumstances to change. They are creating the conditions for success through deliberate self-improvement. This proactive approach puts you in control of your life and opens doors you didn't even know existed before. That's the power of investing in yourself, creating a life full of opportunity, growth, and fulfillment. The quality of your life is deeply intertwined with the quality of the person you become. Jim Rohn famously said, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." This simple yet profound truth reveals that external circumstances rarely change unless we change ourselves first. If you want better relationships, greater success, or more happiness, the starting point is always inside you. Your mindset, your habits, your attitudes, they shape the reality you experience. In other words, your life is a reflection of who you are on the inside. When you invest in yourself, developing your character, your discipline, your emotional intelligence, you begin to elevate the very foundation upon which your life is built. Think about it this way. If you want to live in a better house, you start by laying a stronger foundation. In life, that foundation is the person you are becoming. Without that solid groundwork, even the best opportunities may slip through your fingers. But when your internal quality improves, everything else aligns more naturally. Your mindset acts as the lens through which you see the world. If you carry limiting beliefs or a negative attitude, you will unconsciously filter out opportunities and create barriers to your own progress. On the other hand, a positive, growth-oriented mindset attracts solutions, inspiration, and connections that move you forward. This is why the most successful people emphasize mindset work. Because it changes everything. When you shift how you think, you change how you act. And when you change your actions, you change your outcomes. Habits are the daily expressions of who you are becoming. Jim Rohn pointed out that success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. The habits you cultivate, how you manage your time, how you respond to challenges, how you treat others, compound over time to shape your character. Good habits lead to consistency and discipline, which in turn build momentum toward your goals. Conversely, poor habits erode your potential and limit your growth. So, improving your life means focusing on the small actions that become automatic, creating a positive cycle of growth. Another crucial aspect is emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your emotions, as well as empathize with others. Life is full of ups and downs, and the way you handle stress, failure, and success will determine your resilience. Emotional intelligence allows you to stay balanced, make better decisions, and build stronger relationships. These qualities directly affect your quality of life, because no amount of external success can replace inner peace and strong connections. Integrity and personal values also play a central role. When you align your actions with your values and principles, you build trust with yourself and others. This trust creates a sense of confidence and stability that carries you through difficult times. People respect and follow those who live by their word. Your reputation and credibility are part of your life's quality because they influence your opportunities and the kind of support you attract. Lastly, investing in yourself means taking responsibility for your own growth. It's easy to blame external factors for where you are, but true empowerment comes from recognizing that you control your response, your efforts, and your mindset. When you own your personal development, you move from being a victim of circumstances to the architect of your destiny. This shift in perspective is transformative. It opens the door to continuous improvement and a richer, more fulfilling life experience. In essence, the quality of your life is not determined by chance or luck, but by who you choose to become. By focusing on improving yourself, your mindset, habits, emotional strength, and integrity, you create a life that reflects your highest potential. This is the secret that Jim Rohn shared with the world: work on yourself first, and everything else will follow. Consistent focus and accountability are the bedrock principles that separate those who achieve their goals from those who merely dream about them. Jim Rohn often emphasized that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And without focus, discipline quickly fades. When you commit to a goal, it's easy to get excited in the beginning. But over time, distractions emerge, motivation wanes, and obstacles appear. This is where consistent focus becomes critical. It's not about bursts of energy or occasional effort. It's about showing up every single day with intention and purpose. Focus means giving your undivided attention to what truly matters and resisting the countless distractions that compete for your energy. Social media, negative influences, unnecessary multitasking, or simply drifting through the day without a clear plan. Think of focus like a magnifying glass concentrating sunlight. When you channel your energy in one direction, it creates heat powerful enough to ignite change. Without that concentrated focus, your energy scatters and your progress slows to a crawl. Accountability works hand in hand with focus. It's one thing to set goals and another to hold yourself responsible for achieving them. Accountability forces you to take ownership of your actions and decisions rather than blaming external circumstances or making excuses. Jim Rohn said, "You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself." When you hold yourself accountable, you shift from passivity to action. You commit to evaluating your progress honestly and making course corrections when necessary. Building a system of accountability can take many forms. It might be a daily journal where you track your habits, a mentor or coach who challenges you, or a group of peers who hold each other to high standards. The key is to create an environment where you are answerable for your commitments. When you know you have to report your progress to someone or measure it yourself regularly, your focus sharpens and your motivation increases. This external or internal pressure prevents you from slipping into complacency. Consistency in focus and accountability also builds momentum. When you repeatedly put in effort, even small steps accumulate and compound over time. Success rarely comes from a single heroic effort, but from steady, persistent action. Jim Rohn taught that success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. These fundamentals, whether daily study, regular exercise, or disciplined work habits, become powerful forces when practiced without interruption. Moreover, consistent focus guards against the allure of quick fixes and shiny distractions. The world is full of people selling shortcuts or easy solutions, but true success demands time and dedication. When you remain focused, you see beyond the noise and stick to the path that aligns with your deepest values and goals. Accountability ensures you don't get derailed by temporary setbacks or moments of doubt. Instead, you keep moving forward, adjusting as needed, but never losing sight of the destination. It's also important to recognize that focus and accountability cultivate mental toughness. Life will test your resolve with challenges, failures, and criticism. Without consistent focus, it's easy to get discouraged and give up. But when you hold yourself accountable and maintain your focus, you develop resilience. You learn to push through difficulties, maintain your course, and keep your eye on the prize. This mental toughness becomes one of your greatest assets because it allows you to endure and ultimately triumph. Finally, the combination of focus and accountability creates a cycle of growth. As you meet your commitments, no matter how small, you build confidence in your ability to succeed. That confidence fuels even greater focus and a stronger commitment to accountability. Over time, this cycle propels you toward increasingly ambitious goals and a higher standard of personal excellence. This is the essence of Jim Rohn's philosophy. Success is not a distant destination, but a daily practice rooted in focus and responsibility. In short, consistent focus and accountability are not just habits. They are the lifestyle of achievers. They transform dreams into reality and potential into performance. When you cultivate these qualities, you become unstoppable in your pursuit of a better life. Investing in yourself doesn't just benefit you alone. It radiates outward and positively influences everyone around you. Jim Rohn often highlighted that the person you become affects your entire environment. When you grow and elevate your own life, you naturally inspire others to do the same. This ripple effect can change families, workplaces, communities, and even society at large. By focusing on your personal development, you become a catalyst for improvement beyond your own circle. When you invest in yourself, you model the importance of growth and commitment. People observe your actions more than your words. If you consistently pursue knowledge, practice discipline, and hold yourself accountable, others will take notice and feel motivated to adopt similar habits. This silent leadership is powerful because it encourages people without force or pressure. They see the transformation in you and want to replicate it. Your dedication becomes proof that change and improvement are possible, which can be incredibly empowering for those around you. Moreover, investing in yourself improves your ability to serve and contribute. The skills, wisdom, and emotional intelligence you develop enable you to add greater value in relationships, at work, and in your community. When you become more capable and confident, you're better equipped to support others, solve problems, and lead by example. This creates a positive cycle. As you help others grow, they in turn help those around them. Your investment becomes a seed that grows into a garden of collective success and well-being. In families, for instance, personal growth can transform dynamics. Parents who invest in their own education and emotional maturity tend to raise children who value learning and integrity. They model behaviors like perseverance, respect, and responsibility that shape the next generation's character. The impact is profound because it sets a standard that children internalize and carry forward into their own lives. Your commitment to growth becomes a legacy, influencing not just today, but generations to come. In the workplace, investing in yourself can elevate team performance and culture. When a leader prioritizes personal development, it fosters an environment where growth is valued and encouraged. Colleagues notice this attitude and often rise to meet the higher standard. Your improved skills and mindset help solve problems more creatively and communicate more effectively, which boosts the entire group's productivity and morale. Investing in yourself positions you as a trusted and inspiring figure who helps elevate collective success. On a broader level, communities benefit when individuals commit to self-improvement. People who invest in their character, skills, and knowledge often become mentors, volunteers, and leaders who contribute to positive social change. They bring fresh ideas, compassion, and resilience to community challenges. Their growth enables them to participate more meaningfully in civic life, creating ripples of impact that extend beyond their immediate surroundings. Another key point is that investing in yourself cultivates a sense of purpose and fulfillment that attracts others. When you live intentionally and pursue meaningful goals, you emit a certain energy that draws people in. This energy inspires collaboration, connection, and mutual support. People want to be around those who are passionate and committed to growth because it lifts them up too. Your personal investment becomes a beacon of hope and possibility in your social circles. Finally, by focusing on your own development, you break the cycle of complacency or negativity that can exist in many environments. Instead of being influenced by limiting beliefs or toxic attitudes, you bring a fresh perspective and positive momentum. This influence can shift group dynamics from stagnation to progress, from doubt to confidence. When one person steps up and invests in themselves, it challenges others to rise as well. This collective elevation leads to healthier, more vibrant, and more successful communities. In essence, investing in yourself is never a solitary act. It creates a powerful, multiplying effect that improves the lives of those around you. This is why Jim Rohn emphasized that your personal growth is not just for your own benefit, but a gift to the world. As you develop yourself, you naturally lift others, making the journey of success and fulfillment a shared experience. Taking decisive action is the pivotal step that transforms dreams and plans into reality. Jim Rohn often emphasized that knowledge without action is useless, reminding us that the bridge between wishing and achieving is action. Many people have great ideas, aspirations, and even well-laid plans, but without the courage to act, those remain nothing more than fantasies. Action is the force that propels you forward. It's the difference between being stuck and making progress. The moment you decide to move, you break free from hesitation and start creating momentum. The power of taking action lies in its ability to generate results, small at first, but growing steadily over time. Jim Rohn taught that success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Those fundamentals are put into motion through action. Each step you take, no matter how small, adds up. The key is consistency and willingness to start. Waiting for the perfect moment or complete certainty is a trap that delays progress indefinitely. Action creates clarity and confidence as you learn from experience and adjust your approach. Another important aspect of action is that it builds discipline. Discipline is often misunderstood as a burden, but in reality, it's a skill developed through repeated effort. When you take action every day, even when you don't feel like it, you strengthen your willpower and focus. This self-discipline fuels further action, creating a positive feedback loop. Jim Rohn said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." Without taking action, discipline has no direction. And without discipline, action loses its power. Together, they form the engine of achievement. Taking action also means embracing failure as part of the journey. Many people hesitate because they fear mistakes or setbacks. Yet, failure is not the opposite of success. It's an essential part of the process. Each failure teaches valuable lessons and builds resilience. Jim Rohn advised, "Learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want." This mindset allows you to see failure not as a final verdict, but as feedback that guides you toward improvement. Action combined with a willingness to learn from mistakes propels you closer to your goals. Decisive action requires clarity of purpose. When your why is strong, taking steps forward becomes easier because you are motivated by something bigger than momentary discomfort. Jim Rohn emphasized the importance of having a clear vision and purpose to keep you anchored. This clarity fuels your commitment to act even when obstacles appear or motivation dips. Action guided by purpose creates a powerful momentum that drives you through challenges and keeps you focused on the outcome you desire. Moreover, action invites opportunities. When you take initiative, you open doors that otherwise remain closed. People notice those who move decisively and show commitment. This attracts support, resources, and partnerships. Opportunity often follows action because it signals seriousness and readiness. Jim Rohn reminded us, the more you care, the stronger you can be. Taking action is an expression of caring deeply about your goals and your future, and that passion draws the right circumstances into your life. It's also important to recognize that taking action builds confidence. Each completed step reinforces your belief in your ability to succeed. Confidence is not something you magically acquire. It is earned through experience and achievement. Jim Rohn said, "Your philosophy determines whether you will go for the disciplines or continue the errors." When you choose action over inaction, you develop a philosophy of growth and possibility. This mindset emboldens you to take on bigger challenges and aim higher. Finally, taking decisive action means being proactive rather than reactive. Life will throw unexpected events your way. but waiting passively only limits your progress. When you act decisively, you seize control of your circumstances instead of being controlled by them. This proactive stance shifts you from a position of victimhood to empowerment. It turns dreams into plans and plans into reality, making you the architect of your own destiny. In summary, taking decisive action is the engine that drives success. It turns ideas into outcomes, builds discipline and confidence, invites opportunity, and empowers you to navigate challenges. Jim Rohn's wisdom reminds us that action is the key ingredient in the recipe for achievement. Without it, even the greatest dreams remain unrealized. When you commit to investing in yourself, maintaining unwavering focus, embracing accountability, and, most importantly, taking decisive action, you set in motion a powerful cycle of growth and achievement. Jim Rohn taught us that success is not reserved for the lucky few, but is the natural result of consistent effort applied with purpose and discipline. Remember, the journey to a better life begins with the person you become, not just the goals you set. As you quietly build your character and skills, inspire those around you, and persist through challenges with determination, you will find that the results you desire are not just possible, they become inevitable. The time to act is now, because your future is shaped by what you do today.